This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, double check, you're still subscribed to the channel, double check your notifications are on, and if you're hitting that like button or commenting, double check it doesn't just disappear after you do it, because they are working overtime suppressing the channel, which means we're on the right track. We're putting pressure on these bad actors who are robbing and stealing from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. Listen, GME, in my opinion, is going to be a great long-term play. And I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell GME. I'm just telling you that everything I'm seeing points to a stock price that is going to build up over the next couple of years. And once again, I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell GME. I'm just telling you that I see GME as a Berkshire Hathaway of the future, okay? Of the present and the future. Because all that cash they have on hand, Ryan Cohen laying in the cut for the naked shorters, I believe GME is going to surprise a lot of people, okay? I believe it's going to surprise a lot of people. And this is irregardless of the squeeze. I see GME as a really good long-term play. I believe it's going to make people, if not this generation, the next generation, millionaires. I believe the GME shares are going to be very, very expensive based on pure fundamentals, regardless of the actions of the naked shorters. But do I believe the naked shorters are trapped in the play? Most definitely. They are trapped in the play. They can't get out. All they can do is keep kicking the can down the road with more counterfeit shares. And the SEC, the DOJ, the FBI could continue their willful blindness to the obvious fraud and corruption. But these lawsuits are going to go to the discovery phase. They're going to be forced to turn over the blue sheets, forced to turn over the trading history. And then, once all that evidence is exposed to the public, the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI are going to be shamed into doing their job. But are the bad actors still doubling and tripling down on the naked shorting? Of course they are. Because they are programmed to rob and steal. They call themselves smart money. They're not smart money. They're criminal money. They are criminal money. Because the rules are bent in their favor. They made the rules. And even with the rules bent in their favor, they still have to rob and steal in order to make a penny. Okay? It's absolutely crazy. Could you imagine I control the industry where I made the rules for that industry and I still couldn't make money? How could I call myself smart money? How could I call myself smart money when I made the rules of the game? And with the rules of the games that I made, I still can't make no money unless I break those rules. That's not smart money. That is criminal money. Anyway, it is a GME reported volume. 7,090,634. You know those numbers mean absolutely nothing because these criminals can create as many counterfeit GME shares as they want. And the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI will practice willful blindness to the fraud. 67.14% of that volume was pushed into the dark pools, okay? 67.14% was pushed into the dark pools. That's 4,757,313 shares were pushed into the dark pool. You think those were sell orders? They were buy orders that serve no purpose but to manipulate the price of GME down. And the SEC, the DOJ, FBI, FINRA, DTCC knows exactly what these criminals are doing. and they do absolutely nothing about it. They are in cahoots with these bad actors. Okay, they are in cahoots with the bad actors. 70% of that volume was shorted shares. 70%. Okay, where did they find 4,900,000 GME shares to short into the market and manipulate the price? The SEC won't ask them. The DOJ won't ask them. The FBI won't ask them. And the DTCC and FINRA, they see the shares being traded, and they just close their eyes and say, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Yo, it's absolutely crazy. There's nobody looking at the GME data and can't see obvious fraud, corruption, and manipulation. Okay? But it is tolerated and encouraged because a majority of the victims of these crimes are retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. Short exempt 5,353 means absolutely nothing. Just further evidence of the counterfeit shares. And they claim they can cover all their GME short positions in 7.73 trading days. I mean, I don't see how you create millions of counterfeit shares every single day, don't cover the old counterfeit shares, but somehow you can cover it in 7.73 trading days. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Everybody knows what's going on, and they just ignore the obvious fraud and corruption because the victims are retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that 67.14% go into the dog pool, 70% shorted shares? Do you think there can ever be any real buying pressure? Anyway, have a great day. God bless. I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.